くぞ。
Hello everyone, what's happening? This is Rugal, and today we're going to take on the Guild Raid facing this bastard right here. But before I get into that, the time is running out for these guild coins here, these Vanessa coins. Make sure that if you do have any of these left, to go ahead and use them. You can say I only have 11, I've already used up all I can, but make sure you use whatever you have left so you can acquire whatever materials you need that are in here, whether it's capsules or these tickets, a card for Benny Morrow, what have you. Now, Guild Raid is actually pretty fun. This is one of the better game modes in my opinion, you know, because now the exchange shop offers some nice little goodies, which I think is freaking awesome. It's really nice that you can get 5 of these every day. It's not a lot, but it's a little something. It's a slow grind, and it's really nice to see that in here. But in the Guild Raid, you're going to take on Omega. And you can see right now my guild is on hard. I've already done my rounds, but I will show you the gameplay. And right now I'm ranked number 1. This is the team that I use. I use Rock, Nameless, and Guinness. And look at my strikers. All of these strikers are burn damage strikers. The more burn damage you have, the faster you're going to take down the meter against Omega, where he gets stunned. You can start applying some serious damage. He also gets an increased damage received while he's stunned. You can see my highest damage was 114 million. I actually think I could do better. The run wasn't perfect, but still pretty decent. Not too bad. Over 100 million, not too bad. And regardless of whether your characters have burn or not, as long as your striker applies burn damage, you will apply that burn. And the way this works is you'll start off at easy. It's going to be at 100%. And then it's going to start working its way down as you're doing this damage. So whatever damage you have here, it's going to minus from the amount of damage that they have here, the number that they have here. And so it's going to go down further and further. When it gets all the way down, then it's going to move on to the next one. So hopefully we'll be at expert pretty soon, so that way we can receive more rewards. Because in hard, you know, if you're getting 200 cumulative damage, 233 million, which is what I already have, you know, I'm going to be receiving, you know, have a chance of getting some of these, you know, maybe an Umpire Stone, maybe a gold hammers, experience balls, skill level up cards, imprint stones, and what have you. It's a pretty fun game mode. I actually do like it a lot. It's not as bad as the Immortal Dungeons. I do think it's difficult. It's definitely hard, but it's just fun because you're not constantly switching your characters like you do with Spider Robot. You got a nice close-up view of the animations that are going on against Omega. I don't know. I just prefer this game mode personally and PvE-wise over the other game modes. I think it's pretty damn fun, and I really like that your guild has to work together to keep scoring as high as you can to get to this expert and receive the better rewards, you know, which is nice. That's pretty freaking cool. But this is a team that I use. There's all kinds of teams you could use. You could put Pretty Zero in the leadership. You could put K here for some burn. You could put Nameless in here, and they would all benefit because K is a nest fighter, and Pretty Zero would bump them all up. Pretty Zero would be an insane damage dealer. You could put K in the leadership. You could put, you know, if you have Rock, you put Gintoki in the leadership. You need leaderships that apply attack. And like I said, even though Rock doesn't have burn damage, Keo here as a striker, he applies Infernal Flame to the target for 6 seconds to all enemies. By the way, you could put K-Dash in the leadership and put Keo next to him, and Keo will actually get buffed by K-Dash's leadership, and he also deals burn damage. I mean, there's all kinds of different ways you can go about it. The reason I did it my way, this way, is because Rock just has an amazing leadership. He just has a really great leadership, and having that burn striker, I really found that I was just doing more damage having Rock on the team. Whenever I used the Nest team, I was getting around 90 million. I tried using Nest Keo. I'm sorry, I tried using Pretty Z, Nameless, and Ignis. But maybe Pretty Z, Nameless, and K would be better. I mean, like I said, there's all kinds of different options and all kinds of different routes you can go. But I think having burn strikers is really the way to go. You can see K here. K is a big part of this. Deals an additional burn damage equal to 27.5%. This is additional burn damage. So this striker is only going to work with a character that has burn damage. But when you apply this striker while you're doing damage with Nameless or whoever that's dealing burn damage, you're going to deal more burn damage. The more burn damage, the better. You're going to break that meter a whole lot faster. And you'll see, even though Guinness doesn't have burn, because of Swimsuit K's support, inflicts burn damage equal to 3% of attack to all enemies every 1 second for 9 seconds. So for 9 seconds, we're going to be applying burn damage as long as I bring the striker in while we're doing damage with Guinness, which is great. Guinness has a lot of attack. My Guinness has 2 imprint stones. He's jacked up pretty good. So we can actually break that meter pretty damn quick, apply tons of burn, and then put Rugal in the stun phase and start dealing tons of damage to him. It doesn't matter what color you use. There is no color advantage. He's a gray defensive fighter. There's no color advantage, so it really doesn't matter what color you bring in here. You just want to bring in your strongest characters, and I would highly advise at least having 1 burn damage character on your team. However, if your strongest characters are your burn damage characters, then that's going to be the way to go. If your strongest characters are Kay and Keo, then you should have those guys in the damage dealing leadership, as damage dealers. But my strongest characters, obviously, Nameless is, super level 50, and my Guinness, again, has 2 imprint stones. My Rock has 1 imprint stone, so that's why I'm going this route. I am using the Yintama set. I actually wonder if a Fest set would be better, because I'd actually be getting extra CP, but we are getting this extra burn and bleed. And honestly, this set, I think I might try to run this maybe on a different character. Maybe I'll try to run it on K or something like that, because we'll inflict a crap ton of burn and maybe break that barrier even faster. But, Rock, even with this striker, he does apply burn, but it's not as good as Swimsuit K's striker effect. And then as far as his imprint stones, he just has 1 imprint stone, nothing major. He is level 30 and he has no capsules. Nameless, Nameless is pretty... he's got 2 imprint stones on him. He has all of his capsules. He's level 50. And I'm running a maxed out Chaos set on him. And then Guinness here. I'm running the Noah set on him. I'm using his 5 PG card. It's a long animation. And since you can do grabs against Rugal, it's really the best way to go, because you're going to be using your awakened skills. You're going to build up your PG. And you'll be able to use that 5 PG. As far as imprint stones, we got 2 imprint stones here that apply bleed and extra attack. Very nice. Guinness is really, really strong. And again, let me look at some here. Yeah, okay, I'm sorry. Rock did have capsules. My bad. But Rock's leadership really, increase all fighters' attack by 20%, active skill damage by 30%. It's just an amazing leadership because it works on all fighters. And that's really what makes the difference, because it's also bumping up the attack for Guinness here. You could even have Gintoki here. It's going to do the same thing. When you're bumping up that attack, it synergizes really well with having Swimsuit K as a striker. So whatever your damage dealer is, if they don't deal burn damage, but you can put Swimsuit K as a striker, and you're going to be dealing tons of burn damage. You'll see in the run that I do that whenever we bring Guinness in there, you'll see that burn. We'll just break that meter like super fast. He'll just blow right through it. Today is just about burn. As far as the characters that you can use, obviously Nameless burn damage. Then you probably, you could even use Nakaruru. She applies burn as well. You could use Ash. You could put Ash, Nakaruru, and Guinness on the team. You could do that. Have Ash in the leadership to apply the extra attack to green fighters. The PG rate isn't really important, but you could do that. Like I said, there's all kinds of different options that you can do in this. Let's see. As far as another burn damage character, Keo, of course. K, of course. Katsura, again, you can put Katsura and have Ash as the leader. So you got burn right there. 2 characters deal burn. Put Guinness in the as another damage dealer, and then put Swimsuit K as a striker. Like I said, there's so many different ways you could go about doing this. Even Orochi here, he applies burn as well. You could put him in the leadership, and then you could put Guinness on the team. Guinness will get buffed by him. That 40% attack. Kami here applies lots of burn. He would be an insane character for this as well. And you could even put Katsura as a leadership if you got the Gintama fighters. put Kami on there and put Gintoki in there and just have a burn striker for Gintoki. And then you got Katsura and Kami who both deal burn damage. You could do something like that. There's, like I said, guys, there's so many different ways you could go about doing it. Let me know in the comments which teams you used and how well you did. And you're going to be able to do this twice a day. You'll actually get 2 keys. Like I said, I've already ran this thing, but you'll get 2 keys. And you'll be able to do this twice a day. So it's a really fun game mode. I really enjoy it, really like it. I think it's awesome. I actually kind of hope to see more of this because I really love that our guild is working together to take this down, which is awesome. So let's jump into the action. Let's rock and roll. Okay, so the way I do this, I just start. I run through my rotations. I bring in Kyo. I got knocked a little bit there. Kind of screwed up with Rock. Switch to Nameless. Start applying on Burn. Then I switch to Guinness. Bring in my Striker. And there we go. Rugal's already stunned. We're going to start attacking. We're going to build up our 5 PG. And then we're going to hit our 5 PG. Now, Guinness right now is not awakened. We haven't used his awakened skill. We're going to switch to Nameless after this because Nameless is our main burn damage dealer. Okay, well, we switched to Rock. That way we could, get the awakened skill cooldown a little bit more. Then we're going to switch to Nameless there. Here we go. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to switch back to Guinness. Apply a little bit more burn. Go. We're going to switch to Guinness. Boom. And we got Becker to stun. And now we're just going to start doing tons of damage to him. Guinness, man, he really is awesome. I mean, all these characters are. And like I said, there's all kinds of different combinations that you can do this. It's really going to depend on your roster, what characters you have, what characters are built the strongest for you. And even what strikers you have as well. And I really try to use Nameless because he's my only actual burn damage character in between when I'm using Rock and Guinness. Now I'm going to switch to Rock. We applied some burn. Here we go. Now we're going to hit the awakened skill, and we're just going to do the second and third skill. Second and third skill. Back and forth, back and forth. If you try to do all 3, it takes forever, so it's really better just to keep trying to apply as much bleed as you can. Here we go. It sucks. Sometimes that happens, sometimes it don't. And now we just switch to Nameless and we use his awakened skill. So if you notice, what I did was I used Guinness for the first awakened skill, then I used Rock, now I'm using Nameless. Because Nameless, you can just bring him in there, and if you have the Chaos set, he'll have that super armor automatically. You can just start doing tons of damage and break that meter. You see the meter right above the life bar? Shows 87%, that gray meter? That's the burn meter. Once that thing goes down to nothing, that's when Rugal gets stunned. Here we go. Now right now, my Rock needs to use his awakened skill in Nameless because we just used Guinness. You have to be aware of what characters you used awakened skills already for. Go. All right, here we go. I mean, once again, at least for me, Rock, Nameless, and Guinness proved to be really just insane for this. Boom. Okay, we're going to switch to Rock. Here we go. We're just going to keep going, and there we go. We broke the stun. So you see, there is a pattern to what I'm doing. There is a pattern to what I'm doing here. I'm just kind of going back and forth. I start off the Rock, I use his skills, then I switch to Nameless, use his skills. I'm bringing in strikers as I'm going to increase the burn damage. And then I bring in Guinness, and then I'll switch back to Nameless, then I'll use the Rock again, then I'll use Guinness, and use Guinness' awakened skill, and so on and so on. And, you can see that I was able to hit 114 million. I do believe I can do better than this, but not bad. I will be making a video about the Blackened as well. So let me know what teams you're all using for this. Let me know how you're doing in the game, what characters you've gotten, what cards you've gotten. And I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching. Take care and have a good one.